Hi lovely viewers, welcome once again to Ama's Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of Ghana's favorite local soup called Abenkwan palm nut soup. I would like to give a big thank to Fofofo Market for always supporting us. We are very grateful. Don't forget to always subscribe, like my videos and comment below. My name is Nana Ama Akumah. So our next step, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to use for my Abenkwan papebi. So for my Abenkwan today, the ingredients that I'm going to use, we have our palm cream. This is what I use, palm cream. And my vegetables. So I have carrot, bell pepper, okra, onions, fresh tomato, ginger, garlic, fresh chili, and I use this at contomere. That's what I use for my contomere. I have thyme and rosemary. I have my spices, my tomato paste, I got meat and Wele. Wele dear dinner pie. And over here it's Koobi, that is salted tilapia, and dry fish. So we're moving on to our first step. What we are going to do, we are going to cook some of our vegetables and blend some of our vegetables so that we can start with our Abenkwan. I'm going to cook my carrot and bell pepper and the fresh chili. So as you can see, everything is being washed properly. So I'm going to add water to it. Then I put it on fire. So whilst my carrot, bell pepper and fresh chili is on fire, I'm going to cut 2 onions, my garlic and ginger, and blend them together. I'm going to use this to steam my so that's my ginger and garlic. So before blending it, I'm going to add my thyme and my rosemary to it. I will add a little bit of water to it. Then we blend them together. The rest of the vegetables will go in the soup. So now we are moving on to step 2. In step 2, I'm going to put all my meat, Wele, and my little dry fish into the saucepan. Then I'll pour my blended ginger, garlic and onion, thyme, rosemary into it. I'll add my spices, salt, and steam it for a while. Then I add my tomato paste to it. Then we can start with our step 3. So I'm going to start by washing my meat, even though it's been washed, but I just want to wash it for you to see that everything is being washed properly before it's being used in Ama's Corner's kitchen. So now my beef is in the saucepan. At this point, I'm going to add my special Wele, into the saucepan. Yeah, Wele, it's made of the skin of a cow, and you have to make sure everything is being removed from it, because sometimes you can, when you are eating it without removing it, you can have a taste of sand and dirty stuff. So it's always important to clean in before using it. Okay, next I'm going to add my little dry fish. Someone will ask me, why am I adding it to the beef and the Wele? just because this little fish gives a different taste, different flavor altogether, and it's not that soft. Even after the soup, it's still going to be hard. So normally I use it to start my soup whenever I'm making soup or making a stew or something. So at this point, all our meat, wele and dry fish is in. The remaining dry fish and the Koobi will go in later after the soup is done. So at this point, I'm going to season my meat, wele and dry fish. I'm going to use salt, say 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add my spices. I have all peppers, I got Magi cube, and I have Vegeta. And then I'm going to add my blended garlic, ginger, onions, thyme, and rosemary into my meat, wele and dry fish. So at this point, our vegetable is ready. So I'm going to turn off the heat. And as I told you before, I'm going to pour the stock into my beef, my wele and my dry fish. But before then, I'm going to pour it into the blender so that I can wash it and put it in. We don't want to mix any of the nutrients, so we are just trying to utilize everything. So now that it's finished, I'm going to cover it. Then we move on to step 3. So now that we are in step 3, we are going to go on the main purpose of this soup today. And this is the main star of the soup. That is the palm nut cream. So normally the authentic way of making palm nut soup, they go for the palm kernel, the abedri. That is, I don't know the English name for abedri. I think it's turkey berries. I'm not too sure. Anyway, they cook it, they pound it, they drain it. It's a whole lot of process. But do not worry yourself. I'm just going to send you straight to the short process that we can use for today's palm nut soup. I'm going to use the palm cream. As you can see, it's got the abedri. It's got prekese, so I don't need prekese, I don't need abedri. I'm just going to mix it with water, then put it on fire for 10 minutes. I normally do this just to get that traditional way of making palm nut soup back in Ghana. That is why I normally cook my palm nut before putting it into my soup. It's not anything special, it's just a way of doing it. So when you open it, this is how it looks like. So I'm going to transfer it into my saucepan. People mostly transfer it straight into the soup. You can do it that way, but just because I want in the traditional way, so I prefer cooking it first to get that oil, the smell of everything. So I'm just going to add water to it. Remember, it's not forced, it's not compulsory to cook it. You can just pour it into your soup just like that, and it's still going to cook. So I'm going to add water to it. So I'm going to turn on the heat, then we leave it on fire and we go and blend up our cooked vegetables. So whilst our palm cream is on fire, I'm going to blend my cooked carrot, fresh chili and bell pepper. Okay. Now we're moving on to our last step, that is step 4. We are going to make our Abenkwan, no stopping side and side. So as you already know, we're going to steam our meat. So now our meat, so at this point I'm going to add my tomato paste to it. Then you can mix it up together. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add the blended pepper, carrot, and bell pepper to it. So at this point, I'm going to add my blended bell pepper, chili, and carrot into it. Going to add water to it. Abenkwan na ye no. So you should watch it very, very carefully. At this point, I'm going to leave it for additional 10 minutes. So I'm going to add my fresh tomato and onions into it without wasting much time so that it can be ready and be mepoto. Yes. So at this point I'm going to take off my tomato and onions. I'm going to blend them. So at this point, I'm going to add my palm cream to it. So at this point, I'm going to cover it halfway. So instead of using blender, I'm going to use apotoyua today. At this point, I'm going to add my dry smoked fish and Koobi into it. So we're going to wait for it to boil before we can add our cut spinach. into it. Then I'm done with my soup. I'm going to cover it halfway. So whilst our soup is still cooking, I'm going to add my chopped, do I say contomere? Yes, contomere into it. This thing, it's optional. It's not compulsory to add this into it. I just love to add spinach to my soup. And my okra also goes in. Then we leave it till it's finally cooked. Soon it's going to get cooked, so we're going to cover it halfway, then we leave it. So our soup has been cooking for 30 minutes. As you can see, soup is ready. You can eat palm nut soup with fufu, benkwan, anything you can think of. I'm going to eat my abenkwan with fufu today. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. I hope you've learned something new today. Thanks to Fofofo Market for always supporting Ama's Corner. We are very, very grateful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. It's time for eating. Hey, baby. I'll see you next time. Bye 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 bye. It tastes really delicious. Very, very yummy. Chai! Abenkwan papa. It tastes really nice. Try this at home and you love it. Guys, I'll see you next time. I need to take my time to eat my food. Bye.